Welcome to 2 on the 10.
Oh, we back, baby. 2 on the 10.
Yes, sir.
Well,
I'm Mitch.
Greedy.
Greedy.
how y'all doing, baby? Feeling good?
Yeah, I'm cool. How about you guys?
Good. You got the Food Gang hat on.
Foodie gang.
Hey, check him out. If you ain't seen him, this dude be eating at some spots. He will give you the great reviews. We were just talking about it off air. He'll even, lace you up on Mexican joints that rated highly, but ain't shit.
Yeah, we can talk about that one.
And your mama ain't shit.
So, yeah. So, if you haven't already done it, give him the handle.
Yeah, well, it's still a work in progress, but you can
don't
definitely
give a
find me. You can definitely find me on TikTok at Foodie Gang Capo.
Yeah, there you go. Foodie Gang Capo. All right, go follow. All right, man. Let's get into the weekend. You know what? I'll do something a little different. I started my weekend.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. There, switch it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? My weekend was. How was my weekend? Shit, what I end up doing? Nothing I could say on the air, but I did. I had a pretty relaxing, chill weekend. I've been chilling on the weekends because I just got so much coming up this year. You know what I'm saying? Fucking starting not next month, but the month after that. Fucking it's wedding. I got to go to fucking 2 weddings. I got my own wedding fucking at the end of this year. You know what I'm saying? Got to deal with that shit. So it's just a lot going on. And so right now it's just rest time. You know what I'm saying? Hang around the house, maybe check out Mitch's channel. Try to find some new food spots. To run to, but just chilling out the house in the backyard, enjoying it. I haven't drank in a week, bro. Trying to get my stomach a rest. I felt like I had a fucking stomach ulcer or some shit.
I'll tell you, a lot of stuff's been going around. Definitely.
Really?
Yeah, definitely. Over the last couple weeks. In fact, I was affected by shit too. I'll tell you, but
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, man, I chilled out on the drinking for a whole week and stuff like that. And it's been super easy. I haven't really craved alcohol or stuff like that. So, I'm gonna try to see how long I can go before I have a drink. Before I break down and have one. But it goes on to my my healthy kick anyway because I said March 1st, I was gonna kick in and get back on my. I'm either gonna do the carnivore diet or I'm gonna go back to my regular keto. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to slim down, get ready for the wedding.
Hey, well, real quickly, for people that don't know, what's the difference between the carnivore and the keto? Because some people think they're the same thing. Right?
No. So the carnivore diet is you just eat straight meats. Anything that has fucking eyes, you fucking up. So
You said that has eyes?
that has eyes. Basically
The hills?
the hills have eyes. You don't eat. Where keto, you can have. You can have a little bit of carbs. I mean, we're talking
eyes.
a little bit of eyes. We're talking about 50 grams of carbohydrates out of all your food, and they can come from they got cheeses and stuff like that. You can also eat too. But carnivore diet is just meat. I don't eat eggs.
Do you have to eat it in your hand?
No, like a caveman. No, I don't fuck around like that.
Cook it?
Yeah, you cook that shit. I don't eat that
I don't know
shit,
if you
bro.
like a
Nasty,
man.
nasty.
You just taking a bite out of
Nah,
it.
you're
Deer or
nasty.
some shit.
No, you saw. You saw
Got your girl in one hand. You got a deer heart in the other.
There was a dude online not too long ago. He was just eating raw meat and shit, talking about, oh, that's why I'm hulked out. And then they find out he was on all kind of fucking roids and shit.
And you got hella parasites too.
But fuck no, cook your meat, bro. Cook your meat. It's funny. I know you guys used to give me. I mean, I eat my stuff medium plus now, but I know you guys used to give me shit back in the day because I used to eat my shit medium well or well done back in the day. But I've talked to a few cattle ranchers, and it's funny that you bring up the parasites.
Yeah.
These cattle ranchers don't eat medium well is the lowest they'll go. They said you need to eat well done meat or medium well meat because it cooks out the parasites. Exactly what you were saying. They were saying that if you saw
I've never seen.
if you saw the way our beef was prepared, they said you cooked the hell out of it. So
And let's not even talk sushi. It's either 1 in 3 or 2 in 3 people have parasites.
Yeah, so it's real interesting, to hear stuff like that. But I'm trying to go back and forth. I think I'm leaning more towards keto just because I know it, and plus it gives you a little bit more variety. I don't like I say I don't eat eggs, so
I heard Steven Seagal was a master of keto.
so that's one thing. That's one thing I'm
Keto, never mind.
But I like I like my avocado, my half avocado, my 6 pieces of bacon, my 4 pieces of sausage, and then
And your clogged arteries.
no, that's keto for you, man. It's funny you would think that, but what your body does is it stops. So your body right now runs off carbohydrates, and if you take the carbohydrates off, what's it left to run off? The fats. And so that's when you start losing weight. Is it burns the fats that you're putting in your body, and it teaches your body to be in ketosis to burn nothing but fat. And so that's the whole premise behind it is you're feeding your body fat, so it's running off that, and then once it can't, it digests all the food, and then it starts taking from your fat sources of your body. So that's why people lose so much weight. It's crazy. Yeah, it's so fast because when I'm in ketosis, I can lose a pound a day, easy. I mean, I've done it before. I've done 21 days, lost 21 pounds. It's crazy as shit, though. But no, we're getting ready. We're gearing up for this. You know what I'm saying? We're going to do this one more time. We're going to get Adonis one more time, so I can take my shirt off, one more again. I got to stay sort of young. I can't, like I said, I can't tell you about my weekends and shit. But,
This is a PG.
it's a PG.
13 rated show.
We still try to get Disney to sponsor us, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. we dangle it off.
For that free island trip, huh?
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that mysterious island. But anyway, that'll be coming out. So, Greedy, how was your weekend, man?
I was all right. I been in Tucson for a while. Was doing some work there.
In the dirty tea, baby.
Dirty tea. Had an interesting experience. So I went to the U of A basketball game and watched them put a whooping on Utah.
Yes,
It was
sir.
nice. Won a little money there, which broke a streak of heavy losing recently. But afterwards, the guys I was with were like, "Hey, we want to go to an adult establishment, a strip club." And
You take them to Racks and Stacks or whatever.
Flaps and Racks, we've been there. Yeah, we ate Flaps and Racks. Also, just before I get into this story, my favorite Greek spot down there, Urban Pita, used to be downtown. Their building got condemned because they had like a water leak upstairs and pipe broke or something, and I don't know. So that they never opened back up over there. Well, I was talking to some guy about it. I was like, "Oh man, my favorite place closed down." And he's like, "They just opened one out on the east side of town." So what did I do when I got done? I drove straight across town. That's where I ate, and that shit is so good. So if you're in the east side of Tucson, Urban Pita might be some of the best. Just Greek. I get their chicken shawarma plate, and then they have this garlic sauce that you put on it.
What do you say, Nick? Some of the best Greek this side of the border?
Yes, this side of the border for sure. So I ate that, but so the guys, wanted to go to the strip club. And, I haven't been in a long time. I'm
Where'd
like,
you go, TDs?
Yeah, well, that's why I asked.
I'm not going to put the name out there.
Did you go to TD's? No. Did you go to Tens?
No. I'm not going to put the name out there.
Did you go to TD's East?
No. So we went to this place. They wanted to go.
Went to Jimmy's.
Did you go to Babes? No.
Another place in Tucson that I've been to in the past that I kind of liked.
I kind of broke down.
And then they were like, "No, we're not going to go there. We want to go to this spot." I don't care. I'm not a big strip club guy.
I guess he's in Tucson.
Plus, we're in Tucson, so we walk in and it's like empty.
No, hey Nick.
No, it's like empty, and so we're in the front lobby and we're checking in.
What time do the dudes get on stage?
Yeah, and they have a list of like names, so they take down your name when you go in there. Now they have like a list of everybody's name. Yeah, and they also take a copy of your ID, which is weird. I don't know why they do that, but
Fuck that.
yeah, I was like, all right. So we looked at the list. There was like 4 names on it, and I was like, is that all the people that are here? They're like, yeah, but some of these people already left. So we're like, how many people are in this place? So we walk in. There was maybe like 7 patrons, and there had been 40 girls working. There was like 10 waitresses.
The ratio was nice.
Yeah, the ratio was nice. 10 waitresses. So we sit down.
How the girls look?
They're nice looking.
They're nice, lovely church-going ladies.
So we sit down. We order a drink, right? And I'm like, if we're
Here for a drink.
we're sitting right by the stage, so I was like, me and one of the guys are like, I'm like, hey, can I get 101s? And he's like, yeah, I'll take 60. And our third buddy was in the bathroom, so we're like, it will just start with 160 and ones. So she walks away. She comes back. She's like, sorry, guys, here's your money back. We don't have any ones tonight. And I'm like, wait,
Hold on. Strip
excuse me?
club that doesn't
They don't have any ones, allegedly. So I'm like, this doesn't even make sense. So
Maybe they wanted 5s.
So we then we're in Tucson. No one's throwing 5s in Tucson. Let's be real.
Right.
There's no one throwing any money. There's people dancing. There was like I said, about 8 patrons. There was not one bill that hit the stage for the first hour I was in this place. So then we're sitting there for like 10 minutes.
So you did say male dancers. Bill, William.
So then
No Bill hit the stage.
then
You said it yourself.
we went up to the front. And I was like, the girl and the bouncer up front were like, hey, can we get some ones? And he's like, yeah, absolutely. So he's like, how much you need? We're like, 160. Well, then the front girl goes, I don't know if we have ones. And he's like, yeah, I'll just go in the back real quick. So he walks in the back, comes out 5 minutes later. Sorry, guys, I can't give you any ones. Here's your money back. Like, I was like, how are we supposed to tip you? Like, we're just sitting having a few drinks. I want to throw a couple dollars on the stage. Yeah, I'm really sorry. We can't do ones tonight. And I'm just like, what do you mean you can't do ones tonight?
There's no drizzling in the forecast.
So it didn't make any sense. We're like, and then he's like, yeah, they're trying to figure it out. We'll let you know. So we go Pacific down. We order a second round of drinks. And we're like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever been to. I'm like, let's go. Let's get out of here. So the other buddy's like, I'm going to go ask. So my other friend's like, I want some. So now we have 240 that they want to get ones for. So he goes and asks, he finds the manager of the whole place. The manager's like, oh yeah, you guys want ones? No problem, here. Goes away, comes back like 5 minutes later with ones.
What the
Like, what the fuck? We had been there the first hour. Didn't have any money to tip anybody, nothing. And the other weird thing is, none of the girls were coming around asking for dances or anything. They were just going from stage
Well, you
to
see what you guys
stage
look like?
to stage to stage.
That should sound like.
Well, here's the thing. There was like 8 people in the whole place, 3 stages going. Like there's girls
That should sound
dancing
like
at
front to
stages
me.
where there's nobody even at.
Where's the people to front?
That's all I'm saying. I don't even know. So finally we ended up like hanging out for, I think I spent like $30. I spent more on alcohol. And then I was finally like, let's just get out of this place. Sucks. We were there for like an hour and a half. It was like one of the worst. I've never been to a strip club that didn't have ones.
See, that's
And I asked the guy, I go, you do know this is a strip club, right? Like, you're supposed to tip the girls.
but how do
They're
you-
on the stage dancing.
How do you not go to the established ones though, baby? You got to go to even 10s or TDs.
This one's been around forever, though. This has been around for a long time.
Yeah, but that's
And this is the one these guys like.
listen. I went to school down there. You don't go to that one.
Like I said, I'm not a connoisseur.
Yeah. Tell it to somebody else that don't know you. But
I don't go to them. Shut up.
What's that one off the 202 in Tempe with the lights?
Like girls?
Yeah, there you go.
That is kind of back in the day. I'll tell you, I probably have not been in a strip
Lay
club.
Nick.
I probably not have been in a strip club in 5 years.
I probably would not have been. Speaking of lists that
5 years?
5 years.
Bullshit. You were in one with me
When?
down here at
Sonny's.
Sunny's.
You guys had to go to Sonny's.
Yes. Come on. No.
You guys went. Yeah, you guys.
No. One at a time.
You guys went to Sonny's when they did the podcast, didn't you?
No. I'm telling you, I haven't been in a strip
You
club.
were there
What's
last
my
week.
current? What, either one? No,
You were there last week.
Not with my current girl or
Yeah.
my
I haven't.
ex.
I haven't. No.
We going to the strip club?
I never went. I'm telling you, I haven't been in one in like 5 years.
No, let me think about that. I have to rethink about that because I'm thinking a little bullshit might be in
No.
there.
I got nothing to hide. Who am I hiding? If my mom and dad are listening, I go to strip clubs sometimes. Sorry.
Male and female.
He's stupid.
So, so Tucson was interesting. That was an interesting time. I also went to this other Mexican spot. They had this like sandwich.
So you're saying Tucson's a Mexican spot, huh?
A sandwich with it was like Mexican sesame seed bread, and it had like meat on there and cheese and avocado. It was actually pretty good.
Sound like a tostada.
It was like
Oh,
kinda
yeah, torta.
spicy.
oh, torta. Yeah.
It wasn't though. It was like some specialty bread. It's like some specialty sandwich that they're known for. Yeah, it was good. But Tucson, I will say this: the homeless population in Tucson is out of control.
Really?
I pulled up to a Circle K one day. there was probably 40 people just camped out around the whole building, just chilling, like sleeping on the bench.
I'm trying to get some ones.
Yeah, probably trying to get. Went into the Circle K, and the guy behind the counter kept running out, chasing people out because the homeless people were like coming in. I saw one guy go up to the soda fountain and start washing his hands in the water out of the soda.
No, get the fuck out of here.
Swear on my life, I was like,
Put that on TikTok.
this is like the worst thing ever. But I'm telling you, then I went another time. I was getting gas, and I went inside. I came back out, and this homeless lady is just screaming at this other lady pumping gas. I'm not talking to you, screaming, right? And then she's like back and forth all over the place. Then she comes beelining towards me. I'm like, oh shit. She walks up to me and she walks right past me and she yells something. And I just kind of look back. And then she turns, and then all of a sudden she's like, excuse me, sir, do you have any change you can spare? I was like, she was just screaming and cursing and yelling and flailing. And then all of a sudden she just turned.
Hey, what'd you tell her?
normal.
Back up, I'll beat up a zombie, bitch.
No, I was like, I might have a couple. I might have some change in my car. So I just checked. I had a little change thing. I just grabbed a handful of change. I was like, here you go. Handed it to her. And she's like, thank you. And then she turns away. And then she just starts screaming, what the fuck is that? I was like, holy shit. I just got in my car. I'm fucking out of this place.
It's called schizophrenia.
But I'm telling you, and I don't mean to make light of it. It is sad, the amount of people that are just, like on every street corner, you go like getting off the freeway, there's like 2 or 3 people hanging out. There's like people with dogs hanging out with signs. I saw those zombie people like that can't even stand up straight, that are just standing like on the side of the street, just hunched over. They can't even stand up straight because of whatever that drug is that they do, the concoction of like fentanyl and all the other shit. It is, I'm telling you, it's an epidemic in Tucson. It is like The Walking Dead. Basically anywhere you go, down like the downtown area, they kind of try to keep clean, but all the surrounding areas, every park you go to, there's people camped out. There's like tents just posted up in the park, people living out of tents. A lot of the parking lots, you'll see like cars with like blankets over the top and people living in their cars in parking lots.
Wow.
It's horrible. I don't even know, like, I imagine it's probably like what San Francisco's kind of like on a lower level, because obviously San Francisco, there's way more people than Tucson. But I mean, just crazy, drugged out people everywhere, just walking zombies. Just walking, talking to themselves, dancing in the street, going all crazy everywhere. And it's sad. So yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do about that, but it's gotten worse, because when I used to go down there, it was like 6-7 years ago when I lived down there for about a year. You'd see them, but it wasn't to this level. It's
like San Francisco, son.
every gas station you go to, they're all just hanging out.
Yeah, sound like
How
San
many places
Francisco.
to go. I went to a bagel shop, Einstein, one morning just to grab a quick bagel before some homeless guy came in with like a beat up, like rusty tin cup, just runs inside, fills his cup up at the soda machine and runs out. And the workers in there acted like they didn't, like, that's just an everyday thing. And like I said, the other one at the Circle K, the guy was washing his hands and it's splashing water in his face from the soda machine.
This is crazy. This is wild, bro.
And then every place you go, there's zero access to bathrooms. They're all locked. You have to go and get a key or have someone open it for you.
Yeah.
They don't, because the homeless people just go and camp.
So that's in Phoenix.
And they can't get them out.
That's everyone in
Can't get 'em
Phoenix.
out.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So like even like some of the places, like you want to use the bathroom, you got to get a key.
Hey, you know what's funny is, do you remember when we went down to Tucson when we all were doing Black Sox? Remember? We did that trip. We were going to buy that printer. Remember? That same shit happened. This had to be what? Hold on. This had to be what? 10 years ago, 11 years ago now? We went down there 11 years ago. For some reason, we ate at a Burger King or stopped in there, and some dude on heroin locked himself in the bathroom.
Really?
Yeah, they couldn't get them out.
They couldn't get him out. So that was 11 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
But it's worth, like I said, you drive.
One of my favorite Tucson
you see
memories.
parking lots with like beat up old like RVs that don't even run, like the tires flat, that like 7 people are living out of in the parking lot of.
I hate to say that, but
Safeway
if anybody's listening in the Bay Area or other places, they see this all the time.
Yeah.
This is
Man,
nothing new.
like I told you, when I went to San Francisco,
San Francisco, Vallejo,
it was bad there. It was
But
bad.
under the
and
bridges, anywhere under the bridges.
Yeah.
Crazy.
and it's not, and some these people, a lot of them are so gone. You can like look at them and they just stare at you. They can't even make complete sentences because they're so just methed out or drugged out or whatever that they just kind of, or just
take a-
screaming or shaking or
Drive down Grand Avenue in Phoenix right now. Grand Avenue under any overpass.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's sad.
even they by downtown by the government buildings.
Yeah.
There's encampments everywhere.
So there's right in Tucson, as you're coming around the 10, there was this old motel that used to be there, this big, huge sign. It was like a 3-story sign, like old school, cool sign. Some guy bought the building. He was going to redo the whole thing, making it nice. Well, the homeless people kept breaking into the building. They burned the place down.
Really?
Yeah. So now the whole thing is just burnt up. And I was driving by there the other day, and there was like 4 ambulances and a fire truck. Someone had OD'd, and the building's burnt up. Like it's about to fall down on itself. And people are in there shooting up drugs, and someone OD'd, and they were like pulling somebody out. I was like,
That's just wild.
this shit is nuts, man. So it's sad because, I mean, you see some of it here in Phoenix, but like Tucson's like you can go to a park here in Phoenix and you don't see homeless people, like maybe in the worst parts of the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
In Tucson, any park you go to, there's people camped out living out of the park.
Mm.
And it was nuts. So
That's just crazy, bro. It's all good. All right, man. How was your weekend?
Well, first, I want to say thanks, Nick, for the new segment, the 20-minute homeless report.
Oh, shit.
My weekend was cool. Took a bike ride on Saturday. I went up to Fountain Hills. Love that area too, by the way. You know, just riding around.
Fountain Hills.
Fountain Hills is one of my favorite
Yeah.
spots.
Yeah, I went up there for Valentine's Day.
Okay.
The Lookout Point over there.
Yeah, oh, that's basically man. Yeah, we rode around all there. I went back to that 21 Cigar Club.
Okay.
Which is money, cool little chill spot, and then had to hit one of our favorite restaurants right now. We tried it the first time we were out there, so had to go back already. It's been like 3 weeks. Had to go back already. Curry's. So shout out again to Curry's Indian Restaurant. I'm telling you guys, like Indian food or even just good food, you got to check them out on Frank Lloyd Wright again and Shay. Some of the best food, already a top 5 food spot in my book.
Gotcha.
Their food was amazing. This time, not only did we do the butter chicken, also added the tiki masala. And to be quite honest, I almost think the tiki masala might even have more flavor than the butter chicken. They're both amazing though. And then Chris always gets this thing where it's cottage cheese, but it's cubed. So it looks like, it's funny because I know I'm not doing it any favors by trying to describe it, but it looks like tofu chunks. But it's literally like it's cottage cheese because she likes to make a lot of different stuff. She looked at it. The intricacies to go to make this thing, it's just worth buying it at a happy hour for $6.
Gotcha.
To be quite honest, and it's fucking
You
phenomenal.
like cottage cheese?
You know what? I don't like the texture. I don't like the texture, but I mean, I like how some people prepare it. You know? Like sometimes I know Chris has done some little wraps where you kind of fry it and almost, it's almost like a crisp cheese. I know sometimes we'll do cottage cheese with eggs and stuff like that. But like, it's okay. It's not one of my favorites. Although but I will do the cottage cheese where they do it with pineapples in it and like almost like a yogurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it's all right. It's good for you. It's hella good for you, and stuff. But this way they prepared it with the sauces and the spices was freaking amazing. Their garlic naan, like that little cracker bread, phenomenal. And then, of course, when you got the Indian rice, which is like more crunchy rice, not only do you get the chicken, but the sauce. I almost like the sauce without the chicken, just dumping it on the rice.
Gotcha.
Just amazing. Again, we had 2 dinner plates, had 2 big glasses of wine, had the naan bread, and then the what's it called, the cottage cheese appetizer. I think the bill was like $44.
Okay, there you go.
And it's happy hour, so you got to go there again 2 to 5. You can go there anytime. Actually, it's worth it. But go 2 to 5 any day, Monday through Sunday. Place is phenomenal, man, and it's crazy because they don't even get enough business for what they deserve. They're busy at night, but we pull up at 3 o'clock. There's nobody in there.
Okay.
They got a beautiful patio, got a good location. But I noticed that area is funny. You would think it's, Scottsdale, mid-Scottsdale, wealthier area. But man, nobody's out on any of the spots out there. That's what I noticed about some areas. It's funny. You would think North Scottsdale has it like that. But I think because people live in nice homes, they have a good, they have bars, they pay the cost to live where they live. They're not going to be out every night eating. That's what I think, personally.
Got you.
But yeah, either way, so we went there. That was cool. Also got to try, I don't know if it was it Saturday or it was over the weekend though. Got to try Dutch Donut Factory or whatever. It was rated by New Times, and I know New Times is payola, but it's rated New Times Donut of the Year in Arizona for 2024. It's on Power and Brown.
Power and Brown. Okay.
It's right by MVP, Most Valuable Pita.
Okay.
The place is phenomenal.
Really?
Place is phenomenal. They had some. First of all, I got there. They already sold out of their maple. They have a maple bacon bar with bacon chunks.
Really?
A maple. It was sold out. There was another thing we sold out of. Their maple. I'm not even a maple bar person.
Oh, I love me a maple bar.
That was one of the best donuts I've ever had.
Okay.
Their maple bar was so phenomenal. And the funny thing is,
What's this place called?
It's called Dutch Factory or Dutch Donuts on Power and Brown. Again, won New Times 2024 Donut of the Year.
All right.
And oh man, definitely some of the best donuts I've had. I'm a big fan of local in Scottsdale, and I put them right up there against each other. I like local specialty donuts, but everything that I tried at this Dutch place was so good. They had an ubi donut. We were talking about the cookie the other day. They had an ubi donut.
Now, are the donuts more like a lighter, fluffy, or is it more that dense, like cake donut?
No, it's lighter, fluffy.
Okay, that's what
that's
what I prefer.
And here's what I love. I love lighter, fluffy, flavor, not just sugar.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm not knocking it, but remember how Voodoo Donuts was like, or not? Was it Voodoo or is it Hertz? Hertz, the one that was open 24 hours. Okay, you can almost, they're very creative with what they do with their donuts. You put Captain Crunch, you put your s'mores, you put your Nutella, whatever else, on these donuts. But you have two donuts, or you sample a couple.
And
It's
their
so
donuts
sugary.
are more heavy.
Yeah, they're heavy, and everything tastes this. It doesn't matter what. It's almost like they get the color and the texture right, but everything tastes just like sugar.
Yeah.
To me, and I'm not a big fan of that. I'm a big fan of like that, the flavors and subtle.
Yeah, you
That's
got to
it.
go check out Donut Parlor in Tempe too. That's probably one of my favorite spots. And usually by like 9 o'clock, they're sold out all their donuts every day.
Damn.
And it's some lady that she comes in. I think her and her family they make the donuts. So it's
And another spot
So it's
too in
kind
Tempe
of,
too.
so it's kind of like that.
Sesame Donuts, by the way.
Okay.
Korean spot.
So it's kind of like a Little Miss. When
Yeah. When they're out, they're out. And actually,
why is that starting to become like a thing? Because you're trying to make it.
the foodie culture is so. Here's another thing. When people post that a place is a 2-hour wait, then people show up to wait 2 hours.
Got you.
But if the food is good, but there isn't posts about it and stuff, it's funny. It's like, oh, I'm not waiting 2 hours. F that.
Right.
But it's like if it's a place, I'm telling you right now, and that's the reason why I'm wearing these hats. And food, especially in a rougher economy, is becoming people's entertainment.
Got you.
It's not only becoming their entertainment; it's becoming their escape. It's becoming obviously.
Well, I mean, it's all with comfort.
It's comfort, comfort food. And I'm telling you, especially when times get tougher, people are going to have to save their dollar for food. Like I'd much rather have a great meal than go out.
Yeah, I got you.
A great meal and a glass of wine goes a lot longer to me than a bar tab and scotch.
Yeah, I got you.
Which I cannot always say that. Before I'd be a bar tab and Scottsdale and a carne asada burrito afterwards. Okay, so that donut place was money. It was a spot that wasn't so money that I also had to try. Again, got the second career doing the food thing. But there was a spot called the Taqueria, Taqueria whatever, gallery. Taqueria Factory. Thank you so much. Thank you on that. And it was the new location that opened on Gilbert and Southern. I guess they were a Fruitlandia or whatever those fruit places.
Yeah.
And they decided to do the taco spot. So it was a perfect 5.0 rating. They opened a couple weeks ago. Some good reviews, but again, you can never trust reviews. They could be fugazi, both good or bad.
Right.
So if they're too low, I check it out just to see who put them down with 1 stars and if they were valid or not. How many reviews they've had, what they say.
Yeah.
Usually it's bots or other businesses hating.
Yeah.
And then if it's 5 stars, are they taking pictures of what the order, or are they just going 5 stars? It was great. It was great. You know what I mean? Like that's what it seems like I see a lot too.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I popped this one in. I called an order in. It was ready before I even got there. They said, oh, it'll be 25, 30 minutes. All of a sudden they call me in 12 minutes. Order's ready.
Right.
I'm still driving to get there and shit,
Right.
So I did bring it back. It was a little bit, it was sitting for 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Now, super nachos, soggy,
Got you.
just completely
That's the
soggy.
worst.
Yeah, super soggy. Carne asada burrito, opened it, just opened the wrapper, looked good. Meat was falling out the side. They didn't even wrap it completely.
Gotcha.
I've never had that in a burrito.
Right.
Like you didn't even wrap it right.
Right.
Also, when I got there, they had it all packed to go. And keep in mind, I'm ordering, it's like a $60, $70 order, right?
Yeah.
No hot sauce, no nothing. It's just, here's your stuff.
Gotcha.
It's already backed up, ready to go. They didn't even ask me. I've never been there, you know what I mean? I know I'm not knocking these people, but and then the hot sauces they have on the side, when they put Valentino and Tapatio in bottles and say that, I'm like, man, but they did give me some good sauces from someplace else. So I asked, can I get some sauces?
Yeah.
And then went over and got them. Okay, took a couple minutes, put them in the bag, but didn't even offer, didn't even have them ready. I ordered also one Berea. We got Berea ramen for Chris because we're under the weather. That was pretty good, but again, it's Berea ramen to me is such a scam. Why is like a styrofoam cup of ramen $15 to $20?
Yeah.
Like it's funny.
And Korean meat's like the cheapest meat to make.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I mean, and it's funny because fucking noodles ain't nothing. You know,
The ramen noodles.
Ramen noodles. Yeah, that's
Exactly, and that's what's funny.
We used to live off ramen noodles. Growing up.
Exactly, and now we can't live off of them because they're too damn expensive.
Right.
Because they're trending. Trending as a new foodie thing. So yeah, man. I just want to state right now, 2 on the 10 podcast says Berea ramen is a scam.
It for sure is, because Berea meat became popular. That was like the cheap meat. That was like you throw it in with all the spices to make it taste better, and then you throw it in. It's you want cheap tacos that get the Berea because it's like the cheap cut of meat, and they just
And let's be honest, no one can even pronounce it right. If you can't even pronounce it, we're not even saying it right. Berea, my Mexican part, Barria, or whatever they say, But all I know is, damn those people that showed us that video on Facebook back in the day before TikTok of that Berea truck in East LA that people lined up for. Right. That's what started this whole
like the cheese
craze.
melted.
Yep, the cheese melted, the soup. And like, what the hell is that?
Right.
And people lined up in East LA, and then all of a sudden, I remember I found the spot in the Tacos. It's not Tacos El Gordo, but it's El Gordo Tacos or whatever in the gas station. And that was the first like Berea spot out in like the East Valley, and that was amazing for a couple of years. I brought like 50 different people to that spot. And now I'm just almost tired of it. Like, it's like, okay, I get it. You got a greasy, shredded meat, and almost machaca beef taco that, just white cheese, make sure it oozes out, make sure you over dip it in some orange sauce, and make sure you got some machaca meat, whatever.
I'm not a fan of the meat, so.
Yeah. And so yeah, but.
it does have eyes though. So
Yeah. It does have eyes, so it can go
I
on
can eat that. It
your
can go.
carny diet.
My carny diet.
my dog has eyes. Can you eat that, Paul?
Oh, now just for the crowd again, let's go back to you. Is it carnivore diet or carny? Are we talking like the people at the fair? What they eat? I'm on the carny diet. I'm eating popcorn and funnel cakes. But
There goes our only spot.
They have their own version of carne asada.
yeah,
It's dog meat.
it has eyes too. But no. So back to this place for a second. I order a $5 Berea taco. And I guess they assume I was just going to dip it in my girlfriend's, like I'm going to dip it in her soup or something, because they didn't even give me the little side thing.
Oh, my God.
So you don't give me the side. Yeah, $5 for that little taco. Didn't give me the side dip. Assumed or forgot. Don't fold the burrito right. Don't even offer me sauces till I ask for them. You know what I mean? And it's all bagged up for me to go.
Right.
And everything was soggy. Now, I'll take a little blame on the soggy because, it was, 30 minutes, 25 minutes, to get home. But still, I've had other food that does not just, to me, it tasted like it was soggy to begin with.
Gotcha.
And then it got soggier.
It was terrible.
Yeah, so,
It's all
anyway,
good.
I mean, again, so not knocking anybody. I don't like to knock mom and pops or any businesses because it's tough enough to succeed out here, so I'm not knocking them. But if I go there,
They got to do better.
Yeah, they have to do better, and I'm going to get me a fruit cup or an agua fresca. There's a dude, I don't even know his name, but he does like reviews around the country. He's trying to go to every state and do a taco review in every state, 50 states or whatever. So I wish I had his name because the dude's pretty cool. And he always sits there and he'll try. I'm not here to try the agua frescas because he talks about the agua fresca and he always does the extra accent, rolls the R's. We're not here to do the agua frescas. We're here for the tacos. And then he like goes in and then he always has to say, well, and I got to try the salsa. Like they always, these taco reviewers get real super ethnic,
Gotcha.
roll 10 R's and stuff.
But
So yeah, anyway, that was my weekend. It was more foodie weekend, got on the bike. Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. Other than I do have to get a new muffler because I don't know, I hit something on the way back and then it just started just getting real loud. It sounded like, it's like B-Rod's bike.
Gotcha.
But it was a cool weekend, man.
Get that shit fixed. Yep. Anyway, man, let's get into our stories, man. Sad story because I actually really like this actor a lot. So Gene Hackman and his wife were found dead in their Santa Fe home out in New Mexico.
And their dog or two dogs, right?
Another dog.
One of their dogs.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, definitely. I remember Gene Hackman, playing Lex Luger.
I was gonna say, okay, yeah.
Yeah. That was like one of my favorite roles that he played because I like the Superman saga and stuff like that. So that was like a cool role that I got to see him play. And
My favorite role that he was in was the movie with Will Smith, where they
Yeah.
where it's like they like used the technology to like take Will Smith down. He's like a lawyer.
Why can't I remember that movie?
Oh, you talking about you talking about Enemy of the State?
Enemy of the State.
Yeah.
One of my favorite movies, way ahead of its time, by the way.
Yeah.
Which we were like, oh, that can't be true, and they had that then, they have it now.
Yeah. On steroids.
Yeah, but no, I mean he was a good ass actor. You know what I'm saying? I'd love to see films that he was in. He was 95 years old.
I didn't believe it was 95.
Yeah. I mean, he looked good for his age. You know what I'm saying? His wife was 65. Yeah. So I mean, they damn near look almost the same age, which was crazy. So he definitely, but there's some suspicious circumstances around his death. He was found in what? Go ahead, Greedy. Give me a little.
Yeah, so she was found in like her bathroom. There was like a bottle of pills spilled on the counter. There was like a space heater that had fallen.
There was a dog in the closet.
There was a dog that was like in the closet dead. And she was already like starting to decay and started to mummify. So she had been out for, dead for a while. Gene was found in the mudroom of their house. And they said it just looked like he just fell over because he had his glasses.
Real quick, is the mudroom code word for bathroom?
No, mudroom is like...
It's when you come in from the garage, you know what I'm saying?
It's a little
that
room
little
where you
side, you put your shoes
your
and
jacket
shit like
and your
that.
shoes.
Yeah.
Anything that might get dirty from like snow.
I guess I don't go skiing.
Yeah, it's for rich people. You wouldn't know. So they found him in
Well, the
there.
only mudroom you got is the one you do number 2 in.
I call that my mudroom. Yeah, especially after you eat some tacos. So they found him and they said that it looked like he just fell over because his glasses were like right next to, like fell off by the body.
Have your glasses ever fallen off by a body, Nick?
So initial reports, they thought it was maybe carbon monoxide poisoning. Strange thing, the front door was open of their house. Mm-hmm. But when the initial investigation found no obvious area where no obvious foul play, but then also no obvious area where the carbon monoxide may have even came from, if that's what truly was the case. They had the gas company did an investigation. They said there was no leaks in the area. They went through the house and they said didn't see any signs of carbon monoxide poisoning or anything that could have released carbon monoxide. So, and then just with the other strange circumstances, like the front door open, the one big dog dead, but then 2 other dogs were alive that were in the backyard, I guess. Just weird story.
I heard the police got a warrant. So how did they even get tipped off to this?
So I guess they went to do a welfare check on him because no one had heard from him in days. Mm-hmm. And I guess it was almost 2 weeks that no one had heard from any of them. So they finally sent someone to do a welfare check, and they came in, and that's when they found the door was open. They investigated and found the bodies. So.
And they live in obviously a nice gated community.
I'm guessing, yeah. So, and yeah, just weird. Like I said, she was found like way more decomposed. But they did say there was a space heater by her that had fallen, that she might have just fell over and knocked it over. So that may have contributed to her body decomposing quicker. I'm guessing the space heater was still on.
Yeah, I was gonna say no fire.
Yeah, but no fire, no nothing. And yeah, and the other thing that's weird is if they've been dead for a couple weeks, but the other 2 dogs were still alive, what were those dogs eating? Yeah. If they found 2 additional dogs alive, you would think at 2 weeks with no food, you would think the dogs would be starving or dead or eat the bodies or something, Mm-hmm. So that was kind of a weird situation. Like, how are those 2 dogs still alive? The 3rd dog locked in a closet dead, and they're in different parts of the house, both dead.
See, and so that's what I'm saying is that what leads me to, I was telling you guys about the scene, have you ever watched Penguin, the show Penguin? There was a crazy lady in there, and she killed her whole freaking family except like 2 people. She left the window open on one, and then she took the little girl out to the greenhouse away from everything. So, and then, but all she did is she just went there, turned the pipe open, and then it pumped the carbon monoxide out, killed them, and then she came back in with the gas mask and then closed it up and left the window up. My thing is, if the front door's open, and if you do that, if somebody walks in there, kills them like that, and then walks out and leaves the door open, Well, the carbon monoxide is going to dissipate out into the regular air, so it's not going to be any signs of it.
Yeah, but someone would have to come back in after they're dead and then turn the gas back off.
But that's what I'm getting at.
that's why the door would be open
That's
when
what I'm
I
saying. That's why the door would be open where I left, because they'll just walk out the front door and leave the door open.
There was remnants of carbon
Yeah,
monoxide.
and then all the carbon monoxide just flows right out the door and stuff like that. So you got zero traces of. I bet you. I mean, it just. Well, he said the dogs were in the backyard, so they're not even
They
in
had
the
access
house.
to the backyard.
Yeah. And so if they're not in the house and the one dog's in there, I'm thinking that's why when you think about it, that's why the dog's in the closet, because the guy walks in, he doesn't want the dog to attack him or whatever, or be barking and shit.
So it almost
you
sounds
put
like the dog would know that was guy.
yeah. So you put the dog in the closet, right? You know what I'm saying? So he doesn't bark and, alert them. I don't know. Here's the thing. I'm always goes on, this is the coincidence theorist.
Anti-coincidence.
Anti-coincidence theory coming out of me. I think they might find out they were beefing with somebody, you know what I'm saying? Or something was going on in that neighborhood where,
They did say nothing was missing. It didn't look like it was a robbery.
but what I'm saying, if somebody wanted to take him out and just,
They
unsuspected.
just got to wait like 2 years. The guy's damn near 95.
Yeah.
It's not like he's going to live to 150.
I don't know. Something was going on. Here's the thing: is you just don't fall the fuck out. This one, no. Now they haven't done autopsies, and I think once they do an autopsy, that's now you can.
I mean,
you
if we
maybe
do find that it's carbon monoxide poisoning, then the next question is, where did it come from and how did it stop?
But that's what I'm getting at is once they find that out, then they're gonna find out this shit's a murder. You know what I'm saying? And now we on to a murder mystery. I don't know, straight out of Hollywood, baby.
Straight out of Scooby-Doo.
But I don't know. That's just my skepticism coming out right now.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't sound right. I mean, again, the biggest one for me is a dog in the closet. Right. Like, it's like you obviously, in my own, is you separate the dog so it doesn't attack you, so it doesn't defend whatever's going on.
Exactly.
Doesn't
You know what I'm
defend
saying?
its family.
But then, you got both the husband and wife at two separate ends of, the house. So here's my thing is, let's even take it crazier, right? Say, Gene was the one that fucking started this whole thing. He was like, you know what? He found out he got terminal cancer, whatever, and he was like, you know what, wifey, you going out with me? I'm dying, you dying too. You know what I'm saying? And he goes on there. But here's my thing: is he can't die and then also leave the front door open. You get what I'm saying? That's why I'm thinking it can't be him because somebody left that fucking front door open.
All I know is this. I hate to speculate on all these like specific scenarios on how these people passed, but it is funny to me. Being one of the biggest conspiracy theory people out there, I also will say this: not everything's a conspiracy, but not everything's a coincidence. And when you look with an open mind, you kind of stay. You kind of can get a clearer picture when you have an open mind on all scenarios. But one thing that's fun, it's not funny, but the irony of it is, so you look at some of these celebrities, from Matthew Perry.
Right.
Okay. It was something, then it's different. Okay.
Right.
Then you got this situation. It was something that seems different. There's some odd stuff going on, whatever that is. Okay. You also have the Bob Saget.
Right.
I mean, it was supposedly something, and now he got a trauma to the head. Right.
Right.
There's a lot of these things going on, and again, I don't know why, what,
Or the singer
Hollywood,
the singer jumping from the balcony.
yeah,
One Direction. Yeah.
One Direction. Again, is that part of the whole entertainment, the full scope of entertainment to keep us entertained, circuses, bread and circuses, while some other major shit's going on,
Well, we're talking about passing. What's the girl from Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Gossip Girls?
Michelle something.
Yeah.
Thorntonberg or something.
Yeah, 39,
Euro trip.
39 years old. She just passed. Yeah. She just passed away. Right now, they're not saying what the cause of death, but they're not saying it's suspicious or anything. But they're, I haven't seen.
Michelle Trachtenberg.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they've said what the cause of death was, but they haven't labeled it as suspicious.
Ruled undetermined, and her family refused an autopsy. It's interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah, especially today, 39 years old.
9 years old.
Maybe they knew something. Maybe that was drug related, and they don't want that shit to come out.
Let's even go further. There was I forget which kid. Oh, I was watching. Now these are different time frames, but it's still celebrities or actors, Hollywood, etc. I was watching the movie. What was it with Justin Timberlake and them? And Ben Foster. You know.
You're not talking about
Alpha Dog.
Alpha Dog, okay.
And remember the young kid that is based on a true story, right? Mm-hmm. And the young kid in it, I forget what the kid's name was, but he was the guy they kidnapped or whatever. Mm-hmm. I guess he ended up dying in real life because I hope I'm getting the story right. He ended up dying in real life when I want to say he got out of his car and his Jeep rolled down the hill and crushed him. And it doesn't even make sense. You know what I mean? Some of this stuff.
Right.
Like, but it happens to Hollywood people, you know, and I know real life stuff can happen to them supposedly, but.
He said supposedly.
I mean, you know, that's everybody's, they're people too.
Right.
Are they? You know, I'm not trying to make light. First of all, I'm not making light of business, but there's a lot of funny stuff, man.
Right.
It just doesn't seem to make sense.
I don't know. We're definitely gonna follow this Gene Hackman story because it's really interesting to me. Like I said, man, he was a very, very good actor. I love all the stuff that he was in. He was definitely a master of his craft and stuff like that. So
My thing is, if you want to kill a 95-year-old guy, like I said, just wait a couple of years. He ain't living forever. Unless he's a vampire, he ain't living forever.
yeah,
Speaking of vampires,
yeah.
with all the passing stuff, I think this is a transition for something that I thought about the other night. I was watching some movie, and again, I can't say this enough. Mm-hmm. The Witching Hour or whatever. Look it up. But it's always like 3 a.m., 4 a.m., whatever. You got people that sing songs about it, Eminem and them, and you know, I think there's another person that mentioned 3 a.m. in the morning type stuff. But it's funny how your TV always kind of has those programmings we talked about. Like when you're sleeping, you leave your TV on a certain channel, and it's always like witch stuff, voodoo. It's serial killer, stuff like that. It always seems like that's on certain channels, even channels that are decent, and they kind of drift off into those subjects, almost like to program you while you're sleeping, But with that said, I woke up and a channel I don't know, it was some movie where some candy lady that sold candy to the kids was eating their body parts and all this other stuff, and it got me thinking,
First of all, what kind of TV shows you be watching?
I didn't plan it. It was just like. It was like BT. Like first of all,
start with some white noise.
I got you. And yeah, it was on some regular shit. And all of a sudden, I wake up and it's not. It's happened more than once.
Right.
To remember the one time I filmed that shit.
Right. Yeah.
What the fuck it was on. But with that said, it got me thinking. Organ donoring, right? Mm-hmm. I was like, okay, it's like.
So, are you an organ donor on your car?
I want to say that I am, but I'm switching to take it off.
Okay.
Because it's
Nick, are you an organ donor?
No, I want all my organs. I'm taking them with me.
Yeah, me too.
So with that said, you think you're doing a duty. They pitch it as almost, do a deed, save somebody's life. They tell you about these certain stories here or there. Mm-hmm. But I just have this weird discernment or weird feeling that it's a lot deeper. Mm-hmm. Like it's a lot deeper.
Pause.
With that said, I honestly think the way this world is, and it's more that's coming out, that those organs could be used for, look, there's organ harvesting around the world. Mm-hmm. So we live in a world system where we have to pay credit for every single thing, usury. We'll have to talk about that on another day because usury is supposed to be not allowed, and obviously from the Bible days, usury is not supposed to be allowed, but look who runs the world and look who, pitches usury onto on everybody else. Mm-hmm. So we live this whole world. We're paying taxes. We're paying this. We may even owe when we die. But just go ahead and give your organs up. It'll help somebody else. It's always be the bigger person. Do a good deed. But the whole time you've had to pay your way for everywhere you go, and now we're just handing organs off to people that are going to get charged.
Right? Yeah, they're going to get charged.
And that's if it's done the correct way. But with all this federal money that's missing everywhere, right, with tax dollars, I've always been saying this. I said this on a couple of shows. Where's all the money from all the people going across the bridges? Where's all the money, for example, in California from all the, gas taxes? I remember in Arizona when we were paying for the D-back stadium, they kept that sales tax on for 3-4 years because I had a baseball card store at the time. Mm-hmm. It was supposed to be only for that first 2 years for the Diamondbacks for Banquet Park.
Yeah.
They kept that shit on. You know, it's always extra taxes. No one gets audited except the people that barely can afford it. They get audited if you pay or not, but nobody. And then they throw these narratives out. Oh, this is missing. That's missing. Imagine if they did an audit on all the organs and body parts that are donated.
Well, you're speaking of that, Mitch. I was just reading the article. They did that congestion tax in New York City. Brought in $50 million in the first month.
Holy shit.
Where's the money? Where's the money?
And how is that relieving congestion? It's just a cash grab.
No, everything's a cash grab.
But I was also going to say,
What are they supposed to take the money and do what with it?
I don't know. But going back to
The homeless one too. The homeless one in L.A. too.
Going back to the organs thing.
Yeah.
Do you remember the movie back like in, I think it was like early 2000s, The Island?
Yeah.
Where it was like all the rich people, they basically created clones
Exactly.
of them.
Yep.
And they were keeping them alive and using them.
Oh, yes,
So
yeah,
that if
yeah.
anything happened to them, they could just kill them and take their organs.
Yeah.
And then continue to live on.
Yep.
That was in 2005. You're trying to tell me that,
Didn't exist back then.
that stuff like that doesn't happen? Like, hey, a lot of kids and stuff go missing.
Oh, well, that's another thing. Try and get a stat on that. I've been trying to get a stat on that since the milk carton days.
What's that?
On missing kids. And you cannot get an actual stat. It throws around a lot of like, most kids are found again, and most people that are taken are their parents. They try and look over here and try and say that all the kidnappings and the missing kids that are being taken or they're not are from the other parent. Almost like the what's it called, the Amber Alerts, and I don't know. It's crazy, man. That's all I can say is my mind went there with what are we really supporting with our organs? And then let's take it even another step. What are we supporting with blood drawn? And I know blood goes to hospitals, but not all blood.
Well, here's my thing. They call me until I tell them how to slow down because I got a rare blood type. So they call me all the time talking about we low on your blood type, donate blood, all this. And I used to do it all the time. That's why they call me so much. But I'm like, first of all, I don't have time to sit in the chair for fucking 15 minutes before they draw my blood out, shit like that, and then feel weak, for the next hour and stuff like that. But again, like you said, is I'm donating my blood for free. Then you turn around and giving that to somebody that you're charging for. So you're actually taking my blood to put in somebody else that you're charging them for. They need a transfusion. You get
My whole life, you nickel and dime me for
but
everything.
I don't get any. I'm doing this out of the kindness of my heart.
Yeah. And it's like almost someone's toying with your shoestrings, or it's like basically, let me play on your mental, do the right thing. Yeah. Oh, like
You know what?
the programming.
Well, next time they call you, you got to be like Samuel L. Jackson, the negotiator. You want my blood? Take my blood.
It was, and I never thought about it until you brought it up with the organ thing. But it's true. I mean, I always said I'm not being an organ donor. I was like, I'm going with the parts I came in this world with. I'm sorry, it's just what it is. I've gotten in a couple fights with people who are organ donors over and stuff like that. But again, you didn't. I didn't even bring up that argument as far as the cost side. They always brought up the argument. Oh, we're doing a good thing, but. Okay, but that good thing has a cost to it.
No, of
You
course,
know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And I'm definitely not reaping none of that fucking benefit, but some corporation is. So
And that's if it's on the straight and narrow, which it's not. Let's be honest. They show a couple pieces for every how many ever, in my opinion. I mean, you can't audit the money. So if you can't audit the money, how are you going to audit the body parts? How are you going to audit the blood?
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just a big funnel to take, in my opinion. And and rape and pillage, for lack of a better word. I don't know. It's just crazy, especially when we're talking. I mean, really hit me with that stuff.
and like I say, I'm glad you brought that up tonight because it's a little bit. It makes you think.
And that's all. Speaking of that, think it's funny how they kind of swept under the rug the warehouses that they found with all the body parts. Go back and look at it. They found one in Phoenix, and it's kind of like they did a quick story, so they addressed it. But that is the weirdest shit ever. Like, there's a warehouse with thousands of human body parts. They even said that they sewed a big person's head onto a small person's body, a man onto a woman. They had a whole a whole bag of phalluses. I mean, there was. You don't remember that? That was in Phoenix.
Yeah,
that was in Phoenix. And then there's a rumor there was one in Los Angeles too. So with that said, how many haven't we found?
Right.
What are they doing with these body parts? Like, again, we know the harvesting, the trafficking, the adrenochrome, everything else. I mean, again, at a certain point, man, like you can't just hear this and go, oh, they found a body. That's one weirdo. It's not one weirdo anymore. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's an operation.
Well, that's just like some of the funeral homes
Yeah.
where they were like
Yeah.
keeping the bodies and weren't burying them or weren't cremating them and taking organs and stuff out of that too. I know there was, I forget there, I think it was like on the East Coast somewhere, there was a story. There was like over 800 or 1,000 bodies that were supposedly cremated that they didn't or something. And then they had all the bodies and they were like in different arrays of being taken apart. And
So let me add this because this is a true story. Because again, people sit there and go, these are one-offs. But okay, I got a real story, and I was in on. Okay, remember we used to go to Anderson's Fifth Estate.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring the story back for people.
I used to love the drinks there. That's when they were free.
So Anderson's Fifth Estate. Yeah, we used to get the plug. Shout out to my homie, the GM at the time. And so about that time, back then, there was a situation that arose, and I heard it from a bouncer in Scottsdale, right? But it wasn't just a bouncer. Okay, so we're talking about the clubs, and I'm not gonna lie, it was my Tent City days, so I had to do a little bit of, had to do a quick 30-day stint in Tent City. For those that know, those that don't, a little reckless days back in 2004-ish, right?
Right.
Okay, so I'm talking to people. There's all sorts of different people in your tent. So you got a lawyer, you got a club bouncer, you got people, and somebody's like, I know you, bro. Where I seen you from? We start talking. We talk about clubs, nightlife, etc.
Right.
He goes, we're talking Martini Ranch. We're talking Anderson's Fifth Estate. And he goes, yeah, my friend bounces at Anderson's, and there's some crazy shit over there. I go, why? What happened? And he goes, okay, I guess there's a girl that worked there. And for the record, it wasn't my friend.
Right.
I don't want to make it sound like that. So it was a girl that worked there. And I guess she went home with a patron.
Okay.
I guess the patron, well, let me start the story. She went home with one of the patrons, an older dude, right?
Yeah.
I guess he got some money, spends money, whatever. She went home with him, I guess, whatever. She goes to her dentist the next day. And her dentist, I guess, calls her back and goes, hey, this is very important. I need to know who you're sexually involved with. And she goes, well, that's kind of personal. What the hell? You're my dentist, He goes, we found a flesh-eating bacteria in your mouth.
Oh, shit.
And the only place it could be found is from someone having sex with dead bodies. The person that that took home or whatever owned a mortuary.
Oh, shit.
And do you remember the story? Because they closed Anderson's, yellow taped it for like a week or two. And look it back up. Anderson's Fifth Estate.
Holy
back
shit.
in about 2003, give or take. And they shut the place down for about a good week or two because a mortician that owned a mortuary was having sex with the bodies.
Oh, shit.
And the only way they found out is because of the flesh-eating bacteria that the dentist found in that girl's mouth.
Holy shit.
True story.
That is crazy. Crazy. Wow. All right. On that note, we got to hurry up. Come to the end of the show.
Don't ever say 2 on the 10 didn't break some news for you.
Grady, give me a thought of the day.
my thought of the day is make sure you're going to the dentist because you don't know who the hell you fucking.
Get the flesh eating bacteria out your mouth.
Yeah, that's nuts, man. It's just, I think it goes to show that there's some crazy motherfuckers out there. So
Wow.
you got to just, keep it straight and narrow, keep your head going forward, and try not to think about all the craziness that's going on around you, because it could drive you crazy if you think about it. All the stuff and all the just wild things that are going on behind the scenes that, obviously they don't publicize, but are happening. So, yeah.
Insane. All right.
And I'm going to add to what Greedy's saying. Yeah, I think too many people actually do that, like don't think about it, and that's why they can't wrap their mind around it. I'm not saying you can't dwell on it. You got to find a balance. You got to find a balance of accepting reality, understanding the climate and the world we're in, and not just being dismissive of it, but then also the balance of not woe is me or the world isn't, there's no Santa Claus anymore, because again, and finding a way to function. Again, I said it before, because people will call me out and go, you have all these conspiracy theories, but what are you going to do about them? I said, first of all, what can you do other than make people be aware? And again, at the end of the day, find importance in the real shit in life. So that's what the people that, mean something to you, the people with a good energy, the good souls you encounter, embrace that. Be around that more. That's a good start. And live life, not taking anything for granted, around that right energy, those right people, and keep pushing through the process.
There you go. Hey, real quick, we said it many times, but man, just like I said, with all these recent deaths and stuff like that, and a close friend of mine just lost his mom at 77. Man, life is precious, man. And like I said, thank God every day that you wake up and give you another day on this earth and enjoy it. But on that note,
one thing before we out. Next week is our 100th episode.
Yes.
100,
Give
baby.
it up for that.
Yes. And we'll.
So tune in next week. We're going to have a big party.
Yeah, there we go. All right. 210, we out. We love you, baby.